EGM Network.
This is Martha Matters. From real estate, healthcare, current events, taxes, or just about any topic, we're talking about it. Call us with any questions on just about any subject. Now, here she is, Martha!
Well, Happy New Year, everybody. And also Happy Holidays. If you're like us, Merry Christmas. We're still celebrating giving presents to people who weren't able to even get here on Christmas Day. So we're really extending it, and we should. The Christmas holiday, I know some people who literally the day after Christmas take down their tree, and that is very wrong. The 12 days of Christmas is from Christmas Day till January 6th, which is when supposedly the kings arrived and saw Jesus in the manger. So to just take everything out the day after Christmas is wrong. When you have a birth in your family, you get presents and sometimes have 2 or 3 parties after the baby is born. Well, it should be this way too. The 12 days of Christmas is all about the 12 days after Christmas. So with Happy New Year, we should all still be saying Merry Christmas. With that being said, I want to get a hold of everybody who has been struggling the last several years and even the last year in paying bills and not having money left over and living paycheck to paycheck. I'm telling every one of you, instead of just loosening up and spending money on junk, take as little as $5 or $10 a week, which you save just from the gas reduction prices. I realize food hasn't come down. If it has, not significantly yet, but it will continue to come down more, we are told. Just take that $10 a week. Well, I'll tell you what happened to my husband. Exactly 10 years ago, he was like a substitute teacher. He was a substitute pharmacist. Anybody who called in sick from several different stores, almost all the time, somebody calls in sick, he would be the substitute going to different stores. Well, during that time, you're only paid paycheck to paycheck the amount of days or the amount of hours you worked, like if you put in half a day or something. So he got his own IRA. At that time, it was a simple IRA, where he took just $10 every 2 weeks when he got paid, and then on the week he didn't get paid, he took $5. So he had $15 every 2 weeks for 10 years, and right now, not adding any more to it, because he only had 1 year when he did this. The rest of the time, he was fully employed by a pharmacy. 10 years later, right now, without adding a penny to it for the 9 years and not touching it, either taking out or putting in anything, right now, that simple IRA is worth $340,000. Now, I'm telling you, all of you who are Generation Z, millennials, all of you 40 and under can do the same thing. Not contribute forever, just 1 full year of contributing, and you leave it alone not in one stock, but in a mutual fund, or Vanguard has what they call Cash Plus. You can put in cash as often as you want, and they give you a full monthly interest rate. Not that you take it out, but that interest gets added all the time, daily and weekly, which is why after 10 years, my husband has that much money. He still has not touched it.
That's
But-
what I was going to ask, Martha, is do they change the direction of that? Because it seems like to get that much money with only putting in $15 a week, it had to have been like allotted every so often to take
yeah.
advantage of the best opportunities for more money, more interest.
What it was is at the time there are a couple of funds like that. There's still a Magellan fund that not a lot of people use anymore. My husband used the Vanguard Cash Plus, and so that when we've had crooks like every now and then a little correction in the stock market, or whether it was a minor recession or something, with Cash Plus, you never lose it. You may get if there's a recession, the interest rate maybe will go down a point, but you don't lose what you have, and you still keep getting interest. So that's as conservative as you can be, and it's better than a bond, because a bond is related to a corporation, and every now and then I got stuck. I had about 5 bonds with Lehman Brothers and another one that went out of business, and I lost the entire amount. Well, with this, that doesn't happen.
And plus you keep the interest.
And you keep the interest.
Okay.
And you can tell them when you take it out, saying, I'm not looking for a check, reinvest all the interest, and they will do it automatically for you, so you can almost forget that you have it until the end of the year. Then you see how much you have.
And then they stay on top of it to see how it's distributed as across what their, what am I trying to say, what their investments are.
Absolutely, yes. Yes.
And you can start it with any amount, since he started it with $15 a week.
That's right.
Okay.
And I'm saying that to all of you, because even though you're still struggling and catching up with some bills, just the gasoline alone going down so much. Mm-hmm. And now, well, a week ago, I got gas for $2.66 or something like that. And now because of New Year's and all the traveling, it's $2.80 something, but it will go down some more again. And you can easily, with 1 tank of gas, be saving $10 of what you've paid this past year for gas every time you fill your car up. You can take $10 now, and every time you fill up your gas tank, just add $10, put it in your pocket, and deposit it in what we're talking about.
Right, because we were paying 25 upwards, 3.40.
Oh yes,
I mean, so you're looking at 50
recently.
Right, you're looking at 50 cents a gallon or more.
So we realize you're catching up on paying some other bills, but pay the other bills off in small amounts. But pay yourself the $10 to put into one of these Cash Plus funds. Mm-hmm, the best one I recommend is that I'm aware of that's very, very, very safe is the Vanguard Cash Plus. But you have some others or close to that I've mentioned several times before, like that JP Morgan ETF, but you can't put in $10 a week. You can make once a month contribution because it is basically a stock. Now, I consider it safe if J.P. Morgan Chase or even Bank of America go under. Let's face it, the whole United States is gone too. So,
well, let's not hope not. Now, how do people get availability to get in that, Martha? You call up Vanguard.
You can call up Vanguard by phone.
Go online.
You don't pay fees, and they will. Vanguard will also. I don't know how. J.P. Morgan Chase is on opening a stock fund. I'm pretty sure they have fees.
Mm-hmm.
But you can get the J.P. Morgan Chase ETF through Vanguard, and there are no fees whatsoever.
Okay, so that's two different directions depending on what your, money situation is, how you want to invest it, and also how volatile you want it to be.
That's correct.
Okay, so that's two good points.
So
one phone call and you can get both of them.
So we're not talking about people who've gotten all kinds of 5%, 3%, 9% raises and really a nice windfall. We're talking about the average person who's been struggling to just save that $10 a pay period, and you will be pleasantly surprised. What you have going for you is your age. You can leave it alone for 20 or 30 years and then have a real pot when you plan your retirements.
Yeah, it almost seems like if you did that for 20, 30 years, you would be a millionaire.
Yeah.
I mean, if it stays that well, I mean, he got $300,000 in 10 years. Wow.
Yeah. So there are things like that. Don't say poor me going into this next year. We're all going to enjoy paying a little less in taxes, a little less in gasoline, a little less in food, and a little less in any prescription medications you may have. So everyone's having a little savings instead of just living off the land like you did before, but instead of having coleslaw and hamburgers, you now have steaks. Don't overdo it with the increase in food that you buy. Take that $10 and save it. And if you have good nutrition habits, keep them by all means. Do not go splurging, having ice cream 3 times a week because you can now afford it.
You know what I always think of the people when I don't drink coffee any longer. I see the prices for those kind of really foo-fooed up coffees, and I'm like, wow, you could buy a certain stock if you just didn't have that coffee that day.
That's right.
Some of them like $6, $8, $10. I'm like, wow, that's good for them. Or maybe even buy stock in the company where you're buying that coffee from. Because... Or
if you love going to a number of coffee places, especially. Well, I think of McDonald's that will give you free coffee on certain occasions and everything else.
Oh,
That's very nice, but don't do it, because then when you get home, gee, that cup of coffee was nice. I'm going to make one too.
Oh, yeah.
And like you say, you can eliminate some things that you don't have to have. And I'm not saying it's coffee. For some people, it is coffee. But for other people, it's everything from candy bars to an extra serving of French fries and stuff. Eliminate some of that stuff that really isn't that good for you. And you can find $10 a week very, very easily without interrupting your lifestyle.
Yeah, I know one time years ago when I was trying to get a handle on some of the financing and pay credit cards off and stuff like that, the financial advisor said to me, I want you literally every day to write down, and they do this with dieting too, to see where your calories and stuff are going. Literally write down every penny, get a receipt for every penny that you spend, and do it for like a week, 2 weeks, sometimes a month or whatever, depending on how in depth you want to get with it, and to see really where you are wasting, quote unquote, this money. Just spending it at the, checkout counter, you grab something, oh, give me a $5 lottery ticket, oh, blah, blah, kind of thing. And it really adds up at the end of the day where you could make a decent Visa payment or Amex payment or something like that where you wouldn't even know where it came from because you're just wasting it anyway, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. Instead of once or twice a week, buying a $5 lotto ticket, eliminate one and just do it once a week or once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And boy, you get $10 real easily that you haven't lost.
It's very interesting if you really tighten your belt up and talk with those kind of people, the maneuverings they can tell you to do, and you really kind of don't miss it. You do have to change your mindset a little bit, but a lot of it, it's when I saw how much I was wasting, I was like, oh, that should be like a crime.
Yes.
Especially when I saw the prices on the $5, $8 coffees, I'm like, wow, that used to be like 50 cents. Call me old, but still.
Yes.
And the same as dieting is the same thing. They tell you that too. Write down every little tiny, even if you have a bite of an apple, write down, you think it's 30 calories or whatever, and you see where the calories are actually coming from and where they're going to, your waistline.
Yes.
Yeah.
And rather than totally eliminating something in your diet, and then a month later, oh gosh, enough is enough. And so then you'll go out and get your toasted coconut ice cream or something really special.
Yeah.
And it blows the whole thing. So don't do that. When your birthday comes, have a scoop of ice cream. When Easter comes, have a scoop of ice cream. But avoid it all those in-between times. And you'll see how much money you save, and you'll see it's fabulous. Just fabulous. Oh, we better take a break if I know better. So we will take a break, and we'll be right back. I have a few more things to tell you. Stay with us.
Create your restful retreat and save 50% now on all Tommy Bahama and Lexington furniture during the Home for the Holidays event at Sunshine Furniture. Sophisticated looks with a mix of coastal and Caribbean styles, Tommy Bahama offers everything you need for your personal paradise and is all half price. At Sunshine Furniture, we have the largest selection of in-stock coastal and casual sofas, love seats, chairs, slipcover sofas, bedroom dining, and occasional furniture from Four Seasons, Capri, Best Chair, Hooker, and Riverside. We're the outdoor furniture experts and have any style of patio furniture that you need, including a gallery of Made in America, Berlin Garden, Pollywood, Woodard, Lloyd Flanders, and Telescope. We specialize in replacement cushions, umbrellas, and fire pits. Come in now for our Home for the Holidays event and winter sale. Don't forget to visit our outlet and sales center directly across the street, Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Big news, Treasure Coast. Your favorite mortgage team just got even better. Introducing the same trusted faces you know and love, now with Union Home Mortgage.
Hi, this is Shannon Pohl.
Hi, this is Lucy Cranker.
And these high-producing team members bring decades of experience, unwavering honesty, and hearts of gold to every home loan. And here's the best part. Same local processing, underwriting, and appraisers you rely on. Contact Union Home Mortgage.
Visit us online at shannoncpohl.com
and lucycranker.com.
Vero Beach is out and alive. Music's playing, people are dancing, the dance floor's packed. It's the Sunset Saturday Concert. Fun and free for all on Ocean Drive. With live music by Johnny and the Blaze, food, wine, and beer. Presented by GHO Homes, Vero Beach Chamber of Commerce, Sunshine Furniture, and Mulligan's Beach House. The Sunset Saturday Concert. Saturday, January 10th at 5 p.m. at Hummerston Park on Ocean Drive, Vero Beach. Now that's the life.
Hi there, welcome back. Hey, there are other things for the new year too. For those who need to diet, please do not do a 2-week crash diet and then forget about it and stuff yourself. You start thinking now about what you're going to do for the entire year. Figure out an agenda that is good for you. Instead of McDonald's hamburgers and French fries twice a week, have a salad twice a week. And things that you can live with. And totally eliminating many foods for a crash diet, believe it or not, is actually worse for your body because your body goes in shock, rearranging your circulatory vessels, all your veins and arteries, and rearranging the fat location, and then you lose it and get it back again. It actually hurts your liver, spleen, and also scares your heart. So don't do extremes. Be patient and lose slowly, or if you need to gain, do that slowly. It doesn't mean rob the candy store and fill up on junk. So with that in mind, and then you go to another section, and we already told you, if you play the lottery regularly, we're not saying give it up, but if it's twice a week, reduce it to once a week or once every other week. Stay with it. It only, of all the times that you don't win, doing it once or twice, your odds are still the same. If you only do it occasionally, your odds are still the same on being a winner. So that's another thing. And same with clothes shopping. Right now in January, there are January white sales for sheets and stuff. Well, that's if you really need one, need a set, now's the time to buy it. If you don't need it, don't buy it just because it's on sale. Same goes with clothing. Same goes with gifts for people. You're a little more comfortable, so instead of spending $15 on a gift, you spend $20 or $25 on a gift. I'm not thoroughly convinced that the other person really appreciates the difference or even thinks about the cost value. So, as all people say, take care of yourself first. Be sure that you put some money away, and then you can take care of other people. So that's very, very important. I'm not saying be totally selfish and don't spend a nickel on your wife or kids or anyone else. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying take care of yourself first in terms of saving for the future. Don't buy a tuxedo for yourself and no underwear at all for your kids or something stupid like that. Be sensible. But by taking care of yourself, you're putting money aside for your future. You never know. Everything's rosy or will be rosy, but you'll never know if you're in an auto accident or something that will change your life. So let's be positive. And let's continue with the new year. See you next week. Have a good day.